One of my clients recently hit the 300k a month benchmark in just 4 months of working with me. So in this video, I'm gonna break down every single learning that he made from his way from just 20k at the start to over 300k a month. So firstly, we're gonna hop into Creator Hero and check out what the numbers look like and how they evolved over the 4 months. So as you can see, we are now inside Creator Hero looking at February. So February was the month before we started, and as you can see, he made around 3k from subscriptions, had his own chatting team there, 16k messages, 5k tips, but with 880 total new subs. So during this time, he was only focusing on Reddit. So all his traffic came just from Reddit, good quality fans, but the chatting really needed optimization. So he decided to work with my chatting agency, which then began in March. So we're gonna check what March looked like. As you can see, in March, overall the amount of subs decreased, but we were able to maintain the same amount of revenue as in February with half the subs. Also again, 21k messages, 1.3k in tips, focused much more on messages in this month, and maintaining the same revenue while implementing the other strategies and getting to know the agency owner and discussing further moves, which I'm gonna explain in the learnings that he made along his way. So then, after we implemented every single strategy, he decided what to focus on, and April already was a big change, as we're gonna check out now. So in April, because of his focus, he was able to put much more focus into traffic, which then paid off. We were able to increase the overall revenue with just one creator. I have selected 2 now, which later on joined only. So still only having one creator, he made 50k a month with 1.3k. So maintaining almost a ratio of 10 here, 4.8k in subscriptions. As you can see, most of it came from messages with only Instagram. So Instagram is something that I would say we know a lot about because of the funnel that we can optimize. So working with Instagram subs is something quite nice because you can scale it a lot, and that's what we did along the way. So he began with Instagram in April basically, then started off with the first results, and then we focused into May with further improvements, which then completely exploded with chatting. And I'm gonna also discuss the learnings, the most important ones that you can take from it later. As you can see, we are in May now, so the 3rd month of our cooperation. First one was March, April, and now May. In May, he really exploded on Instagram. The right focus paid off. He didn't need to focus on anything else except traffic, because we had his back in chatting and overall backend. So as you can see, 18k from subscriptions, 133k from messages, around 8k from tips. So it's you can see the graph, and the traffic spiked here. Even though the traffic spiked, we were able to maintain good amount of revenue. This is a problem that most agencies face then. They have 3 chatters, and then boom, the traffic explodes, but they are not ready for it. They don't have the capacity. But our team was immediately there and was able to cover this. Very important. Then checking June. So June is where his second model started. The model that didn't have any revenue before. Same methods, because he was able to copy and paste what he did before, prove that he can do it on one model, and just apply it on the second one. In overall 10k subs, 310k revenue, also quite a good ratio, even though hitting those levels in revenue. And I'm gonna break down the learnings that you can take to also have a similar journey from 20k to over 300k now. So first of all, if you do 20k a month already, you're doing something right. So this is very clear. You have traffic, you know how to chat, or you have chatters probably, or maybe you're chatting by yourself, which I cannot recommend, but you're doing something right. So now it's about finding out what exactly you're doing right. And I recommend here the 80-20 rule. If you have never heard about this, I can link a video down below or do some research, but I will break it down how it works. So the 80-20 rule means 20% of the tasks bring 80% of the results. And it's always the case, especially inside your company right now. That's why I want you to sit down, and that's also what he did. He sat down and wrote down every single process inside his company. So every single task, small task, big task, and then you check after what actually brings me money. And those tasks are the ones that you should focus on, which is always just like 20% of the overall task that you wrote down. If it's not, you did something wrong. Afterwards, you have 80% that are responsible for 20% of the result. And then, congrats, my friend, you found out what to outsource. Then you know exactly what to focus on, which is probably in this case, if you take a look at an OF agency, it is traffic. So traffic brings fans, and then fans convert into revenue inside the chatting. Those two things are the ones that you should focus on, but I recommend only focusing on one thing because you need a partner or someone else to help you with the other important stuff. So the more focus you can pay to one thing, the more successful you're going to be. And this is something that caused a big difference in his case. So firstly, I'm going to break down some tasks that for sure happen or for sure exist inside your agency, which is the traffic. So traffic, you might right now take a look at multiple traffic sources, which is totally normal if you are like at the beginning, but you want to try them out and then see what brings like most results. Instead of like keeping the focus split between many different platforms like Instagram, Twitter, dating apps, TikTok, I don't know, Facebook Marketplace, whatever, making extra 5 subs a day if you put in 3 hours a day. No, makes no sense. So really have tunnel vision on one thing is the best possible thing that you can do, because if you then focus on what's important and brings you money, which is in his case, it was Instagram, put all your energy into Instagram. You're gonna end up making more fans instead of if you would just focus on multiple platforms, focus on only one at the beginning, make sure it reaches like a level of perfection, and then you can, if you have the capacity, later on focus on different things. Second thing, for example, chatting. So what inside your chatting brings you the most money? In this case, it might be content scripts, quality of the content. If you check out, okay, oh yeah, the scripts of a model work very good, but I'm lacking engagement. So focus first on what brings you the most money here again, quality and output of scripts. Make sure that your model has enough scripts, make sure the quality is good, and it will automatically result into more money. Second, learning. In his case, chatting made a very, very big difference. So chatting is always an important part because it's basically half of the company. 50% of the company, let's say traffic, 50% of the company, chatting, because the fans that come in, you want to convert. And a big difference from 100K to 300K is just how well are you able to convert the fans that you make. And that's why your chatting systems have to be on point, which of course was the case because he worked with us. Because especially in chatting, experience is key, and you get experience only over time. And he decided to work with us, to skip this step. He can focus only on traffic because he had no partner, so he chose a partner. And this brings me to my next step. I mentioned before how important chatting is, but in his case, chatting was a big, big difference. As you could see by the numbers, we were able to maintain good amount of revenue when the subs decreased, but also we're able to totally take off once the sub hit like 10K a month. And that's why your chatting needs to be on point. Your capacity needs to be good. So as soon as traffic takes off, you have to have the capacity. I mentioned this before in my other videos. Have your employees, have a proper structure to then ensure the growth once the traffic comes in. But also the systems and the quality is the most important once the subscribers drop. So proper systems, quality, I'll have to mention it again, very important. And make sure your partner, if it's not a chatting agency, knows what he's doing and has the knowledge to ensure like steady growth and proper capacity once the traffic takes off. So the last thing is something that most of you are probably doing already, but not really paying that much attention to, is connections. So connecting, if you're like in the Telegram space, which by the way, I have a group in, and you should join it to get free value and the connections. Connections make a big difference in business. So one single piece of information can make your account go from 10K to 100K, even though you don't have knowledge in chatting, traffic at all, but someone tells you the key information that you needed at this point and it takes off. That's why pay attention to connections, give value to receive value, and then you will see, okay, people also give you value, and the value is determined by action. So it doesn't matter how much value you get. If you're not bringing things into action, it makes no difference because everything stays the same. You have to make sure to take action. That's what you should also also do, like after watching this video, I told you multiple things, I summarize it again, write down every single step or every single process inside your agency that makes you money right now. Also, is not very important, does not make you money. So overall, every single process, write it down. Then take a look at it. Okay, what is responsible for most of my revenue? Focus on it, and the rest you outsource. 80-20. That's very important. After then summarizing it, you know what to outsource and what to pay attention to, quality and output, because you're doing something right. So just scale it, do more of it, be better, and you're gonna see a big difference. If you're not stupid, you're gonna end up making more money after this video immediately and take things into action. Thank you very much, and see you in the next one.